Hey guys, I wanted to share my week 10 from my project life. And I did not do a process video for this one. It took me days to complete this. I just wasn't feeling it. It's not my favorite, but like others, it's done. So anyways, to keep it simple, I just used a piece of ephemera that I had. This is a white camera with some silver foiling around it. I stuck this little red heart in there, stamped out my date, and just layered this on there. This little sticker says, "See the good stuff." So anyways, really basically everything that happened this week was just documented on from a Saturday. Let me start up here. We had went to a couple of junkyards in our neighborhood, well, in our area, and just kind of looking around. It was a beautiful day that day, so you can see it's just a complete junkyard. They have an indoor and outdoor thing. So when we were searching around, I came across this little, this is actually a calculator. I have yet to look it up to see how it originally works, but the buttons do work. They actually push and everything. There's a few missing, so, and I thought, I liked it, and then, so Dennis was like, "Oh, if you want it, I'll buy it for you." So anyways, I put it in my craft room because I have a vintage typewriter out in the living room, and then I have one here in my craft room that I use. So, enough said about the picture. I just put the picture down. I layered a doily under there. I didn't know what to do. I put Junkyard Find. This is my little spot for my journaling, which I am determined to sit down and catch up on. I have like 3 weeks I need to sit and type out. So that's it. Just, a couple of little pieces of ephemera and a couple of pictures from walking around the different junkyards. So, and then that was my title card. And then afterwards, there was this little chocolate pastry shop down the street, and I didn't even know it was there. And I'm like, I do a lot of homemade chocolates myself, and I do bake cupcakes, but not as much as I make chocolate. So I wanted to go in and check it out. And I don't know if you can really tell from this picture. This was called a Devil's Food cake, and obviously it was a chocolate cupcake. Excuse the noise, that's my puppy. So it was a chocolate cupcake with this like a frosting on top that was more of like a shell. But anyways, this was like a little pitchfork, and then the devil's horns. So I thought that was really cute. And then this was just a peanut butter cup one, and they looked great, but they did not taste great. I didn't think so. But anyways, I put work of art, but just cake. So anyways, I went ahead and documented that. So they were expensive cupcakes. I think they were like $3.50 a piece. Gideon, stop. And then down here, this is my girlfriend's dog, and he had to have hip replacement surgery, and got home from having the surgery. Hold on. Gideon! Got home from having the surgery. He was only home for a couple of days and actually re-injured the hip and had to go back and have another rod put in his leg, a longer one. So that's just a picture of what my girlfriend was going through with Deagle. So she couldn't take it anymore. She had to go down to the hospital and see him and stay with him because she was just heartbroken that he had spent so much time away. He was in Columbus, Ohio at the veterinarian hospital there, which is about 2 hours from where we live. And she was just so relieved when she got to spend time with him, and she did get to bring him home the next day. So anyways, oh my goodness, that is more annoying than anything. I am so sorry. But anyways, he is a rescue dog, so that's why I went ahead and used this little piece of ephemera that said who rescued who, and then put the little dog from, I think these are from Jelly Bean Soup, the paw print, and then smiles from ear to ear, because that's what she was when she finally got to see him again. So it was just terrible. Like I said, he spent a week in the hospital the first time. She went and got him, was home for 2 days, and then back into the hospital. So it was just terrible for her. But anyway, so that is my week 10. Just got that completed. So for my week 11, I do have a process video, so I'm going to go right into that from this and hopefully be able to upload it all. Okay guys, I'm here with week 11 of my project life. I'm going to try to do a quick little process video. I only had one picture for this week. It was a pretty boring week overall. I just don't like to bombard my whole album with just dogs, so tried to find something, and the highlight of the week was taking a trip out to the Macaroni Grill. And we don't go there very often. The food was absolutely delicious, but the funny part was that tomato mozzarella salad down at the bottom was $10. I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but or something different, but that was it. So anyways, I'm just gonna make up a little card here. Probably do a tiny bit of journaling later. I'm doing some trying to add some red into there, doing little flag banner strips. I'm gonna cut some notches in that and then layer up the yellow and the heart on top of it. And I think I end up using my tiny attacher to adhere all that down to the card. And I wanted to make sure that I leave a little bit of space for some type journaling if I decide to put something on there. I'm going to add some little journal tags at the bottom. I don't know that I'll actually be able to put anything on that. So anyways, I've got the red banner down, and I'm guessing the yellow one's coming. I thought I cut a lot of stuff out, but tried to edit this down as much as possible. So there's the yellow one, and then I'm going to add on the little heart with the polka dot and staple that all on there and call that done, hopefully. So you never know what you're going to get when you look back. And I was going to try to add that 10 in there. It would mean nothing to anybody, but the joke was the salad was $10, but I didn't end up using it. And I stapled the heart down, and then I'm going to move on to the bottom part of the card and try to fill that in with some little journal tags, and I also think I have a little strip here that says something about, yep, that's the good stuff or something. There it is. So I'm going to layer that up on there and just try to bring in the colors to the rest of the card, the yellow and the red, and not sure how long I'm going to fool around with that. Had I known, you try to cut out as much as you can out of these videos once you go back and you look at them. You don't realize how long it took you to do something. So I'm putting the yellow tag down. Going to layer that black one on. I didn't actually even hear those yet because I'm just not completely sold that I'm going to leave them there. Then I had that little tiny piece of red. I was trying to pull some more red in, and I kind of cut a little notch in there and make it look like a flag banner sticking out the side there also. So, and yeah, it's like I said, I thought I cut a lot more out. Anyway, so gonna stick that down, and for now I'm gonna call that card pretty much done. I am gonna go back and add a tiny bit of journaling, either right there on the grid part, or write something really quick on one of those little journal tag parts, and call that one done. So I'm moving on to the next, and like I said, I only had the one picture, so I'm just gonna fill it in with making some other cards that are like title cards or filler cards. And I thought I had my camera on and I didn't, so I went ahead and pulled that tag and flower cluster up just to show you. It was just some ephemera I decided to layer onto this card. So I put the little tag down, the flowers, and then that Gina Marie Designs is what I used to cut out that little circle. And that website that I just showed you, fabulous prices on dies. Those stitch dies only cost me $10. So definitely a place worth going to check out. So here I'm going to add on some more ephemera, some little hello, and then I'm going to put another little journal tag here on the bottom. I'm not going to use it for any journaling, just using it to fill in. And that little arrow with some stripes on it, just trying to pull in lots of patterns, lots of colors. Make it interesting to look at since there was really nothing going on that week. So, and I fool around with this for a couple of seconds here. Actually, I cut out a ton. It took me forever to get it to the point that I thought that I could live with it. So, and that is all I'm going to add on to that card. I'm just going to use it, like I said, as a large filler card. And that circle I actually cut out of this 3x4 card. And I wanted to use the yellow since it would match, so I decided I'm just going to layer that little card there on top. That was also a Project Life card that I just cut off the excess, and I'm just going to put a piece of ephemera down there at the bottom with the red flower and trim off the excess on the corner. And then at the top, I'm going to end up using those little banners there and just layering those on to give it some more color. Trying to bring in, the black, the red, the yellow on all the cards. So finally, after messing around with it for quite a while and editing the video out, I finally get it to where I think I can live with it, turn it over, and cut it off. And that will be that for that card. And then coming up here is my title card. I used some paper tray ink, little letter dies, I think those were, to cut out the week, I decided to go ahead and spell out week since I wanted to pull in the red and kind of fill up the space on this card. So I'm just adhering down to week 11. I had another cluster of flowers there. I think those were from Simple Stories. They're one of their ephemera packs. Gonna lay that yellow journaling tag down there, which is where I'm gonna stamp my date. I haven't done that yet. And then another little banner up there at the top. And just tying that all in together. I'm gonna trim off all the excess on the cards, and that will pretty much wrap it up for I'm putting on some little red hearts. I found in my stash I have no red paper. I mean, I have red cardstock, but I don't have any red papers, so I cut those out of some other little scrap that I had, put those two little red hearts on there just to pull in the red at the bottom. Going to trim that off and pretty much call this card done. So I'm going to show you a quick overview of all the finished cards together, and if you have any questions and comments, you can leave it down below. But that's it for this week, guys. So here's just a quick overview of my week 11 and my finished cards. I have them in the pockets. So I don't think I added anything to that since I finished it. And then down here on my title card or my week card, I did put a couple enamel dots. And I tried to layer in a few on other cards, but they're just so busy that it's just too much. So I just took them off and just used them on this one. So I did not do anything different there. And then this one down here, I think the same. So like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and go back in and stamp on my date here. And I have a couple like foodie type stamps. I'm probably gonna find something to put here or hashtag something here, and then just type out on a little strip of vellum about our $10 salad. So we just cannot get over that. So as you can see, it was quite small. I mean, 4 slices of tomato, mozzarella, and a little handful of weeds. But the tomato mozzarella was delicious. So anyways, but yeah, so there is my week 11 along with week 10 right next to it. So if you guys have any questions, comments, just leave them down below. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I hope to get back and talk to you guys real soon. Gonna start week 12. We'll see what happens.